All right, Shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you fellow Akim out there pushing out this word and truth and in sincerity. Shabbat Chanak, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And, I want to make it quick. My other lesson's been going pretty long, but through the Spirit, Lord's will, we're going to just make this quick. I'm going to go into Matthew, the 24th chapter. I was reading, and this is something that I came across, which, we've all read the scriptures. But I meditated on this verse before, but I just never got around to it. I wanted to do a lesson on it, a while back. So now, the Spirit, was opening up, and I'm going to do the lesson on this verse right here. And the title of the video is, I'm just going to take a quote right out of the scripture, out of the verse. It says, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree." Okay. And this is Matthew 24 and 32. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to probably read 32 and 33, but then I'm going to go back, and start up so we can get a little bit more context of the scripture. So this is Matthew 24 and 32. Without further ado, now learn a parable of the fig tree. Now this is Yahushai speaking. Okay. He's speaking to his disciples, because we're going to go up and his disciples asked him a particular question. Okay. When you start up in the chapter, we're going to read that. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So you basically when you look at the fig tree and you see that it starts to put forth tender leaves, you know that summer is coming. Okay, because certain plants, they'll bloom or blossom or die off depending on the seasons. So the Lord, everybody, ancient Israel, everybody knows about the fig tree. We understood the operations of the seasons. We understood, when, summer was coming in, winter, fall, spring. We understood those things, okay, by looking at nature, by looking at certain things that are happening in the earth. Like we know when spring is coming. One indicator I know out here on the West Coast is when the robins start to come out. Okay, and that's a bird, as well as there's many different indicators. Okay, so the Lord is using this parable, okay, to get so you can kind of get a understanding of what he's saying. Okay, he used these different parables and these dark sayings. So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. Now see all what things? Now we have to start up. Okay, we have to start up. And let me do that. And we'll read a couple of verses there to get the understanding and, of that verse. Now this is Matthew 24 and 3. It says, "And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" See? So the disciples, which were later named the apostles, they asked Yahushai, basically, when are you going to come back? Okay, when are you going to come back and destroy the current kingdoms and establish the nation of Israel? Okay, and on top. Okay, they asked the same question in Acts the second chapter, when Yahushai, because they thought that he was going to establish the kingdom then, because he died and then he came back. But see, they didn't realize that there was supposed to be a second coming. So look what Yahushai is going to tell them. And this is how we're going to get the understanding of what the fig tree really is indicating. That parable. It's verse 4. "And Yahushai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, or the Messiah, and shall deceive many. So you're going to have a lot of false messiahs, okay, that are going to come in the spirit, okay, of, trying to be the Messiah, and also, which Christianity, I'll say Christianity, Catholicism, they come into that spirit, in the spirit of the name, not particularly Yahushua, but they come in that spirit of, knowing about God, knowing about Christ, so to speak. And they're set up to deceive you. All these different religions that try to take their inspiration off the Bible. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Okay. So the Lord, he's outlining certain things that would happen, okay, to signify his coming, his second return. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So even when we hear of wars and rumors of wars, we know that the end is not yet. And are we not hearing of wars and rumors of wars, where you'll say, well, there's always been wars and rumors of wars. Okay, let me read verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay. Is this not happening? Well, you'll say, well, nations have always rose against nation. Kingdoms have always rose against kingdoms. Well, let me continue. And there shall be famines. Okay. Is not the world right now about to come into a famine? Well, out there in Africa, they're already experiencing famines. Well, you say, well, there's always been famines. Well, when you let me continue. And pestilences, see, diseases. Are we not in a lockdown? Are we not, so-called COVID, a pestilence? Okay. Well, you say it was fake. Well, look what it's doing to the economy. Look what it's doing to people's minds. People are killing themselves. Pedophilia is going up. Okay. Wickedness is going up. People are losing their minds, losing their job, losing their livelihood. That's a pestilence. And earthquakes in diverse places. So, yeah, you can say these things have happened in history, but they have never happened, okay, at an unprecedented level all at the same time. Okay, I was watching videos earlier, and pretty much every country, they're going through some type of sedition. There's mass protesting going on around the world. So if you were to disagree with this, you really don't know what the hell you're talking about. And you're not really watching to see, okay, and looking to see when these things are coming to pass. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we are truly in the beginning of sorrows. Okay, you can see that there's about to be an eviction storm where they say, the millions, I forget the estimates, over 20 or 30 million or 50 million Americans, okay, mind you, Americans are going to experience homelessness. Okay, during this lockdown, there has been, a food crisis. Okay, because Americans, you have never, as a whole, went hungry. Okay, there's all type of government programs for you to receive food. But during this lockdown, there have been people that have missed meals. And that's unprecedented, because America is that great nation, that great kingdom, okay, that great country that all the other nations make money off of, and they want to come to America to experience the American way. But now the mirth is being taken away because we are in the beginning of sorrows. Okay, now when you continue to read, it starts going into other things about how the prophets are going to be, persecuted. Let me jump down to let me just continue to keep reading. It's a lot in here, because some of this is going to 70 AD. Okay, when the Romans came in and besieged Jerusalem, really starting with 66 AD. So Yahushua is going into that, as well as there's verses in here that apply to now. Okay. And how do we understand that? Well, we understand it because we're watching. We're watching for the second coming of our Lord. And he gave us these indicators. Now we're going to go back and reflect back on the learning the parable of the fig tree and understanding that how close we are. OK, that's pretty much the you will say the moral of this video is to get the understanding of how close we are to the Lord coming back. Because look what we're experiencing in the earth. And this is, as the scripture says in verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay. Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Now, this happened during 70 AD. This happened, during, when they, killed most of the apostles and a lot of the disciples. And that's going to happen, too. And now this time, you already see Esau. He's ramping up his demonization campaign. These things are all being set in motion. And they're going to try to blame, these different occurrences in the earth on the Israelites. Somehow, some way, they're going to try to blame it. And they're going to try to make the world turn against us. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. You're going to have a lot of people that say that they're Israelites. They're going to be offended of that in that day when the persecution comes. They're going to betray one another, give each other in. OK, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And that's within the Israelite community. OK, and these other religious groups. OK, they are going to deceive many. OK, a prophet is just someone that's a preacher. OK, or which a prophet or preacher means to say before when you break down both of those words. OK, or somebody in a so-called spiritual leadership position. Many shall arise. And we see that happening now. These false teachers that are telling you to take the chip, telling you that the mark of the beast is not the chip, telling you that you should take the vaccine, that you will be stupid not to take the vaccine. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Because there's so much wickedness going on in this earth, everybody is becoming cutthroat. Okay, and these elites, they're already conditioning you to look at people like they have diseases. Okay, to walk on the other side of the street, to move away from, people, keep your distance. Look at people that don't have masks on. Okay, like they're the issue, they're the problem. And they're going to, best believe you, they're going to tie that into the Israelites. Oh, look, the Israelites are saying that the mask is a hoax. They're saying this, they're saying that. They're teaching the people to go against the government, not to take the vaccine. So they're going to paint us, in a negative light. They're going to try to blame the coronavirus on us, blame these different events that are happening in the earth on us. OK, that's coming. OK, they're going to plaster us all over the TV. That's coming. OK, and you're going to have certain men and women that are not going to be able to handle that heat. And they're going to tap out. They're going to be ashamed of the gospel of Yahweh Shema Shai. OK, it says, but he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So this is a cut right here. And this is an indicator that, these things are not speaking about 70 AD in the past. Or you could say, there's always been famines, always been pestilences. But during that time, okay, we're going through nation rising against nation. Okay, racial tensions in America. We're going through, we're coming into a famine. America. Okay, there's already, they just found the first case of the plague in California. Okay, the first case of the plague in California. So more diseases are rising. Okay, earthquakes are going to increase. There was a big earthquake in Mexico City. There was a big earthquake in Alaska. Okay, in different places there's earthquakes. They're just not reported, but these earthquakes are going to be intensified. As well, I watched another video today of a category 6 hurricane. Tornado. And they only go up to 5. And the Esau was like, we're trying to study to figure out why these things are intensifying. Because we're at the end of the world. Now, saying all that, all these things were happening simultaneously when the word was going out through the four corners of the earth, throughout the whole world. Okay. And how is this word going out through the whole world? Well, by the internet. Okay. The web, the internet has connected the whole world, and things go viral. Okay. Information is running to and fro very quickly. So all these things line up and indicate that we are definitely at the end. Now, let me go and go back. We'll start wrapping it up. I didn't want to make this long. We'll go back and you can see what Yahweh Shai was saying in verse 32 now. Okay. And then we might jump, a little bit down further. And he talks about mindset. Okay. Verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. So as he said all that, he's saying learn a parable of the fig tree. Because you would see the fig tree and you will see the tender leaves coming in, and you will understand that it's summer. Okay. It says which I believe a fig tree is a summer fruit, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me on the comment board. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So it's not even summer yet, but you know that it's close. Okay. It can be a week away, 2 weeks away. That is an indicator that summer is coming. Okay. So likewise, see how there's a comparison there. So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, all of these things, not just one, not just two, not just three, no, all these things, including the word going throughout the four corners of the earth, all these things have to line up and match up. So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. Now, let me bring out this in Romans. It hit me. Okay, even at the door. That's how close we're at. Okay, these things are about to come, as a thief in the night, just like 2020. 2020 has been a thief in the night to you people. You had no idea these things were going to happen. You had no idea that your life was going to change for the worse, that you were going to be homeless, that you were going to be, food. You were going to have food insecurity. That's what they're calling it. Food insecurity. Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time. So we know the time. You have to understand the time. The scriptures say, measure thou the time diligently. Okay. You're diligently. When you do something diligently, you're putting all your effort into it. If you're diligently studying a topic, you're putting time, you're putting effort, you're looking at everything. Okay, you're comparing everything. You're lining everything up, going back over it over and over again, see if there's any mistakes. Okay, so that's how we know the time. Just like we would know the time, okay, when the fig tree will start putting forth those tender branches. Okay, we would know that's, okay, summer is about to come. It's right there. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. Yeah, get your head out of your ass. Okay? Because we are coming into Jacob's trouble. And this is not what, Jake does not understand these things. They don't take these things to heart. They're not preparing their minds by getting closer to Yahweh Shemal Shai. Okay? Because the suffering really hasn't even started yet. But as the prophets, we see what this man has in store. Okay. Not only do we see, but we understand what Yahweh Shemal Shai has in store. Okay. Because he is the one that's in control. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. See, then when we believe, oh, it's going to be this many years. That no. Our salvation is literally right at the door, at the cusp. Because how do we know? Well, we're comparing that with the parable of the fig tree. When you should see all these things, okay, know that it's very nigh, okay, at the door. Now, let me jump back to Matthew 24, and then I want to read a couple of verses going down. This is Matthew 24 and 42. Watch, therefore. See, you should be watching. Okay. You should be watching and understanding what's going on, not bullshitting, okay, on social media, on the dating apps, this and that, and which, you do those things, but where's your time at? Okay, where's your time at? Which, if you're on those dating apps, man, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not going to make a comment on that. This is verse 42. Watch, therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come. So we don't know the particular hour. That's why we're watching. Because this can literally come, destruction can come suddenly and instantly. Okay? But you're not watching. You're occupied in something else. That's why we are so strong-willed about this truth, is because we're constantly watching. We're seeing these prophecies. We're seeing, I was, on the YouTube earlier. I mean, that's damn near all we do. Okay, watching news, watching different events, the political world, understanding the economy, understanding where it's going. Okay, and I was just seeing constant uprisings in different places of the world. But if you were to watch mainstream media, okay, and be plugged into the wrong channels, you wouldn't see these things. You literally wouldn't even see that there's mass protests, people dying, okay, getting in fights with police, shooting at police all around the world as we speak. Crime is increasing as we speak. Even here in, United States, New York is skyrocketing in crime. They said it's up 177% from July 2019. I was watching a video earlier. Break-ins, looting, okay, shootings. And what is Trump? What did he tweet? You should already know what he tweeted. He said, "Hey, look, if y'all can't handle it, we'll handle it." What does that mean? Sending in the National Guard, sending in the federal agents, okay, locking down these different cities. We already experienced a curfew not too long ago in the majority of these cities around the United States because of the so-called Black Lives Matter protesting, which that was all set up. So you're supposed to watch. If you're not watching, you better start watching. You better get off your ass. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in which what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Yeah, if you knew exactly the time, you would have woke up at the exact time. You already know he coming. You would have been ready for him. Therefore, be ye also ready. So be ready, like somebody's coming, like the thief is coming. Be ready. That's how ready you're supposed to be. You already know he's coming. So what do? You're preparing spiritually. Okay. Getting closer to the Lord, praying more, reading the scriptures more. Okay. Fasting. Okay. You're going to have to fast. All right. You're going to have to separate yourself from the flesh. You're going to have to, give up even more the cares of this world. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant. Yeah, blessed are those who are watching, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Yeah, doing the work. Okay, in the ministry, in the faith, not in this world. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Okay. So you're going to receive a just reward. Okay. For being on your watch. Okay. The prophets are also called watchmen. And if that evil servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming. And you have a lot of evil servants out there. And shall begin to smite his fellow servants and to eat and to drink with the drunken, going back into the world. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. Yeah, with Esau. Okay. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that's self-explanatory. I mean, you don't even have to break that down. It says it right there for itself. Okay. So, I pray, you brothers will edify you few sisters. You should be watching. All right. And yeah, you're going to be catching hell. Yeah, you're not going to be feeling good all the time. We're in Babylon. Okay. Satan is coming against us. Esau is actually throwing curses on us. That's why, I recommend brothers, to, even few send curses on them. Send curses on Esau, Edom. Send curses on Amalek, and blessings for the elect. Okay. So until next time, shalom to the elect.